Sustainability is very important for boards in the 21st century. We have to make sure that the society that we operate in is looked after, the environment that we are in is also taken care of. That is something that is important not just for our shareholders, but for our staff, for our employees, and for the communities where we operate. We believe that as a company, we have to make a meaningful and lasting contribution to the lives of the people and communities where we operate. But more importantly, look after the environment so that future generations can inherit a sustainable world. We have to make the environment better off than we found it. And that's the philosophy that's driving our business strategy. And that's how we seek to challenge ourselves to make a positive and lasting impact to the world at large. Boards have to be very intentional and proactive in having strategies to roll out sustainability. They have to set the right tone from the top, and they have to make sure that they form the right teams that are going to execute and give those teams all the resources that they need in order to execute on sustainability. But more importantly, there have to be very clear metrics that the board constantly monitors and measures to make sure that progress happens. And where progress is lacking, there have to be proactive interventions to make sure that the corrective action is taken to achieve the progress that's required. We've got very clear metrics. For example, one of the objectives that we've set ourselves is to achieve net zero by 2040, which is very important to us. And then we work backwards from 2040 up to now, or work forwards from now going forward, and have some clear milestones that we break down into certain bite-sized pieces. We constantly monitor, we set ourselves 5-year goals, and we review every 5 years and we see what the next 5 years will look like. And that is really that discipline that is required, where you constantly monitor and measure. And as we roll out our operations as well, we have a target in terms of installing renewable energy capacity in our operations so that we constantly reduce our carbon footprint. When it comes to issues such as water usage, we look at water efficiency metrics as well that assist us to monitor how we are progressively saving water across our operations. In today's world, there are no shortage of challenges that face boards. We've got massive geopolitical issues that we have to deal with, such as the war in Ukraine, for example. And we've also just come out of the global pandemic, which disrupted the whole world, and businesses had to learn fast and adjust and adapt. And the issue of work as well, the issue of the future of work is also looming as a big challenge. And we constantly now have to adapt to whether do we work from home, or do we work from anywhere, do we work from the office, or do we have a hybrid system? Companies have to grapple with this. We're talking about the great resignation that was unleashed by COVID, and companies now have to find ways and means of attracting and retaining talent, and that requires having the right employee value proposition so that you can attract the best, retain the best, and keep them to be able to be a globally competitive business. That is something that boards have to think about. The issue of succession planning at an executive level, at a board level, is becoming important. The composition of boards in terms of a diversity of skills, and also from a diversity and inclusion point of view, whether you talk about gender, you talk about race, those are issues that boards have to think about, boards have to manage in a well thought out and carefully considered way.